Hi there, it's Colin from London, and I'm going to share you a story called There's No Such Thing as a Dragon by Jack Kent. And this is the inside of it. You can see the size of the dragon. He's huge. And that's Billy, and that's his mum. And she's not very happy about it, is she? Look at the way she's got her arms folded. So Billy Bixby was rather surprised when he woke up one morning and found a dragon in his room. It was a small dragon, about the size of a kitten. And here is his bedroom. Can you see the little dragon there? And he's like, why have I got a dragon here? Can you see how he's tidied up his clothes on the side of his bed? The dragon wagged its tail happily when Billy patted its head. Billy went downstairs to tell his mother. There's no such thing as a dragon, says Billy's mother. And she said it like she meant it. Do you think she meant it? Looks like it, doesn't it? Billy went back to his room and began to dress. The dragon came close to Billy and wagged its tail, but Billy didn't pat it. If there's no such thing as something, it's silly to pat it on its head. And you can see the dragon's trying to put his pajamas on. He's helping him with his shoes and his coat, but Billy's not taking any notice of him at all. So Billy washed his face and hands and went down to breakfast. The dragon went along. It was bigger now, almost the size of a dog. So you can see how the dragon has got a little bit bigger. Billy sat down at the table. The dragon sat down on the table. There he is, on the table. Looks like Billy's looking forward to his pancakes by the look of it, and his glass of milk. And the dragon looks pretty happy too. This sort of thing was not usually permitted, i.e. sitting on the table. But there wasn't much Billy's mother could do about it. She'd already said there was no such thing as a dragon. And if there's no such thing as a dragon, you can't tell it to get off the table. Makes sense, doesn't it? So mother made some pancakes for Billy, but the dragon ate them all. Can you see him? He's eating them. So as fast as poor old Billy's trying to eat his pancakes, the dragon's eating them. Mother made some more, but the dragon ate those too. And poor Billy's trying to stop the dragon eating them, but he's not having much success, is he? Mother kept making pancakes until she ran out of butter. Poor Billy only got one of them. But he said that was all he really wanted anyway. See, he's hiding under the table, away from the dragon, so he can eat his pancakes. And the dragon's up there eating more pancakes. Crazy. Billy went upstairs to brush his teeth. Mother started clearing the table. The dragon, who was quite as big as Mother by this time, made himself comfortable on the hall rug and went to sleep. Got a bit of a big tummy there, hasn't he? I think they're full of pancakes. And poor old Mum's clearing up. By the time Billy came back downstairs, the dragon had grown so much he filled the hall. Billy had to go around by way of the living room to get to where his mother was. I didn't know dragons grew so fast, said Billy. There's no such thing as a dragon, said Mother firmly. Look at the size of him now. Look at the size of the dragon. Cleaning the downstairs took Mother all morning, what with the dragon in the way and having to climb in and out of the windows to get from room to room. Looks like the dragon's everywhere, doesn't it? He's huge. having to lift his tail up to brush underneath, climbing through the windows to escape the dragon so she could clean the room. Gosh, that's not easy, is it? By noon, the dragon filled the house. Its head hung out from the front door, its tail hung out the back door. And there wasn't room in the house that didn't have some part of the dragon in it. Oh my word. Look at him. He's huge. Almost as big as the house. When the dragon woke from his nap, probably from eating all the pancakes, he was hungry again. A bakery truck went by. The smell of fresh bread was more than the dragon could resist. The dragon ran down the street after the bakery truck, and unfortunately, because he was in the house went along, of course, like a shell on a snail. And look at the postman going, I've never seen anything like this before. And poor old Mum and Billy are in the house on top of him. Must be a bit strange. The mailman was just coming up the path with some mail for the Bixbys when their house rushed past him and headed down the street. He chased the Bixby's house for a few blocks, but he couldn't catch it because the dragon was too fast. And you can see the postman here. Where is he? There, chasing the dragon. He's off. Later that day, when Mr. Bixby came home for lunch, the first thing he noticed, the house was gone. Luckily, one of the neighbours was able to tell him which way the house went on top of the dragon. You see him coming home? He's like, oh, where is he? Where's the house? Mr. Bixby got in his car and went looking for the house. How weird is that? He studied all the houses as he drove along. Finally, he saw one that looked familiar. And he noticed that Billy and Mrs. Bixby, his wife, were waving from an upstairs window. Mr. Bixby, Dad, help, please. And the dragon's eating more bread. He's a hungry dragon for sure. Mr. Bixby climbed over the dragon's head, onto the porch roof, and through the upstairs window. And here he is, climbing up the neck of the what do you call it, the head of the dragon, and into the house. How did this happen? Mr. Bixby said. It was the dragon, said Billy. There's no such thing, Mother started to say. There is a dragon, Billy insisted, a very big dragon. And Billy patted the dragon on the head. You see him patting him on the head. In fact, I think he's smiling and he's letting the bread drop out of his mouth. Not very nice, is it? Weird. How strange. The dragon wagged its tail happily. Then, even faster than it had grown, the dragon started getting smaller. You see there? Having to take the truck away, the bread truck. And there's all the bread outside, and the dragon is getting smaller. Soon, the dragon was kitten-sized again. You see, he's tiny again. I don't mind dragons this side, said Mother. Why? Why did it have to grow so big? I'm not sure, said Billy, but I think it just wanted to be noticed. Maybe just to be seen, maybe just to be heard. And that's the end. A happy dragon. Lots of love. Bye.